Hello guys, my name is Elizabeth and today I'm going to be doing the end of the year survey book tag. I think it's what it's called. So it's a bunch of questions, so I'm going to try to go really fast, and because I had not a so great year of reading, I'm going to be repeating a bunch of books and actually looking through these questions and kind of answering them beforehand made me really depressed because of the kind of year I had, but we're going to keep going because it's all about moving forward. First we have to wrap up what we left behind. Oh my god, I thought I saw a roach. It wasn't. Okay, anyways. The first question is best book of 2015. I want to say Harry Potter because the last book and like the fifth book I think I really adored. Like they were my books. But that's a series and you have to read all of them. So I want to say Akamath because I feel like you don't have to read the first one to read A Court of Mist and Fury because that one in itself is just perfection. I guess I'll just say A Court of Mist and Fury. Question 2 is a book that you were excited about and thought you were gonna love more but didn't. And Paladin, Alienated, the Sweet Evil trilogy. I've read the first two and I was kind of sad about it. And The Witch Hunter. I didn't like these books. I hyped them up so much in my head and I just didn't like them. I didn't connect with the characters. I felt nothing for the plot. I just kept reading it for the plot when I didn't really care what was going to happen. I just didn't like them. And I'm sorry for anyone who loves these, but they weren't for me. Most surprising book you read, and for this one, I would have to say Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard because I actually thought I was gonna hate this book since everyone hated it when it came out in 2015. So I thought I was gonna hate it, and I went into it with low expectations, and I actually really enjoyed it. I love that book. It's one of my favorite books. It's actually in my favorite books video of 2016. I don't know what's it about. It was really fast paced. I really did like the characters. She was kind of, an antagonist, like a dark. I was just captivated by it and I really did like it. So that one definitely surprised me. Okay, best series started in 2016. I would have to say The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. The best sequel is The Candidate by Rachel E. Carter, and the best ender is definitely A Deathly Hallows, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Yeah, it was just so beautiful, like all the emotions, like grief and happiness and bittersweetness, and it was beautiful. Favorite new author you discovered in 2015? For this one, I want to say Victoria Scott because I read her duology, but it should be a trilogy because it really needs a third book, and she said it before, just Scholastics is not buying the third book, which angers me, but I love this girl. She's so funny. Her books are so funny. Tella is my homegirl and I just immensely loved her writing. It was fast paced and you did get a feel for the characters. So best book from a genre you typically don't read or was out of your comfort zone. This one I said Addicted to You, the Addicted to You series. The first one, I read the first book and the novella, so I guess I'll just count the first book. But I don't really read new adult or contemporary for that matter. I'm very much a fantasy person. So reading this book,
I was just blown. Like, I could relate to I couldn't really relate. Okay, it sounds, okay. I could relate to their emotions because I felt those types of emotions before, but not to the whole situation they were into. Oh my god, it's getting bad.
But I really enjoyed that series and I'm definitely going to continue on with that series. Because of it, I want to go into other more new adult books and I have a list. I'll be hopefully doing a video where I talk about that list. Most action-packed thriller unputtable down of the year. I would have to say for this one, Red Queen, definitely. The first one, not the second one. The second one was more slow-paced, but the first one, it was mind-blowing. Book you read in 2016 that you most likely read in 2017. Definitely A Court of Mist and Fury and Candidate and Burn by Paula Weston and Harry Potter. Yeah. Favorite cover of a book you read in 2015? For this one, I have to say The Raven King. The Raven King was definitely one of my favorite books or series. Like the whole Raven cycle was one of my favorite series this year. And the book itself is beautiful. It's gorgeous. Like that blue, I love blue. Like, I love that book. It says most thought-provoking, life-changing book of 2016. And for this one, I would have to say it's Harry Potter. Yeah. Because a bunch of characters died and they had meaningful messages and I just kept contemplating them after they passed away and why I shouldn't be angry that they passed away because I was really angry that some of them passed away. And the Harry Potter series, I thought it was just only for like children, like little kids, but no. And I kept hearing people say it's for adults as well. I didn't listen. I didn't read it until this year, and now I regret it immensely. But definitely, that series is very thought-provoking. Book you can't believe you waited until 2016 to pick it up. Again, Harry Potter. Enough said. Favorite passage or quote from a book you read in 2016, and this again goes to Harry Potter. 2 quotes from Dumbledore. The first one is, "Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living. Above all, those who live without love." That one. And then is, "You care so much you feel as though you will bleed to death with the pain of it." And those 2 quotes, they hit me hard, because he's basically lecturing him that he shouldn't shut off his emotions, and that people who don't feel emotions are the ones you should pity. And I love that. I love it. I'm sorry for the camera angle for shifted a little. Just I had to, my camera moved. It's a long story, but anyways, the longest book you read in 2016. So the shortest would be a novella by Renee Audier. So like I think it was The Rose and the Crown. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put it up here, but yeah, definitely those novellas. And then the longest one is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, because that was just, it was huge, but it was glorious. A book that shocked you the most, again, I would say Red Queen shocked me the most. And Addicted to You, that was, whoa. Like those 2, I didn't think I would like, but I loved, I adore. They're my babies, and I hope you guys read them. OTP of the year, and for this one I chose obviously Raisan and Feyre, but I also choose Darren and Raya. I read the graphic novels of Legend, the series, the first 2, and June and Day. They're still my OTPs. So June and Day. Favorite non-romantic relationship of the year, for this one I chose Dumbledore and Harry. They just pull at your heartstrings, like no joke. And the other one I was going to mention is Emma and Mark. I don't know why, I just like seeing their interactions. I feel like they understand each other in a way that Mark and Julian don't understand each other, but I don't know, it's really interesting to me when they talk and converse and whatever. Favorite book you read in 2016 from an author you read previously, again, candidate like Sarah J Maas. I didn't read her other books, which are really sad to me. But definitely those authors. Burn by Paula Weston, because the Raphael series is one of my favorites. Best book you read in 2016 that you read based solely on recommendations from someone else, peer pressure. The Addicted to You series was recommended to me by Carol from Reading Wildflower, and I love this series, guys. Like the first one is good, and like the main couple, Leo and what's her name? I can't remember her name right now, but they're good, right? But the side characters, I love them. I laugh so hard in these books. Like I love her sisters, and I love the guys they're supposed to pair up with. Their newest fictional crush from a book you read in 2016, Reese. I love Reese. I love Ronan from the Raven cycle. Rafa, but that's a given. Like you guys know these are my favorites, and I can't say more because I didn't read more. Best 2016 debut that you read, again, I didn't read any debuts from 2016 because wasn't reading. I'm gonna read the debut novels second half, and school happened, so it's okay, I'll read them this year. Best world building, most vivid setting you read this year, again, the Harry Potter series. Like that world building is huge. They have dragons, they have centaurs, they have magic. It's amazing. I adore that series. A book that put a smile on your face or was most fun to read, again, Fire and Flood. That series I adored so much. Hilarious. Book that made you cry, okay, Candidate by Rachel E. Carter and Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Definitely, those crushed me. Hidden gem of the year, again, I wasn't really reading that much, so I guess a hidden gem would be Vendetta. I did read Vendetta last year, and it was a really good book. I have it somewhere, up here. But like if you're into that kind of like thriller, family orientated books, like I definitely recommend that. Most unique book you read in 2016, again, I wasn't reading a lot, but the most unique one was probably The Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. I read this one for school, but one part was talking about how in Chicago they built this Ferris wheel, and then there's this other serial killer who kills people. But it was just very interesting to read, and how you kept bouncing back and forth. So yeah, that one. Book that made you the most mad doesn't necessarily mean you don't like it. Again, The Final Empire. That one, the ending. Oh my god, I couldn't take it. Like, how are you gonna do that to me, to everyone, I can't say anything about it because spoilers. My favorite book, blog, or channel you discovered in 2015, 2016. For this one, I said Miss Mare Reads a Lot. I said Dash of Ash. I said Victoria Shaw's Novel Youth and Fairy Drugs. And yeah, I'll be linking all their channels down below. Those are their channel names. So I'll be linking them down below because I love these girls. Like, I saw one of their videos and immediately subscribed. Like, they're amazing. Favorite review that you wrote in 2016? Again, the only one I can remember right off the bat is the Black Mage series, so I'm gonna go off with that one. Best discussion, non-review posts you had on your channel? I guess I would say Trash for the Darkling, or like basically where I talk a lot. What best event you participated in? Again, I was so occupied. I didn't go to no signings or anything. It was pretty sad. Best moment of bookish blogging life in 2016? When I get to film, which sounds pretty sad. But since I don't really have time to film, these are the best moments in my life. Like, literally. And especially when like people comment and I get to comment back. I love that. Most popular post this year on your YouTube channel? I think it's the review of A Court in Mist and Fury. So if that didn't say anything about Sarah J Maas, I don't know what does. I'm sorry if the frames changed again, but my camera, you know, it just only records 10 minutes and then it kind of stops and tells me to upload it to my computer, and I will keep doing it as long as I can finally finish my video. So we're just gonna keep going. The post you wish got more love. For this one, I would go with the 25 facts about me, because that sounds really sad, but basically it's because I like to relate to people and I like to talk to people, and I feel like with these kind of videos, you just get to relate to people because you're basically like sharing interest. So yes, comments and all that, it's my favorite thing. So I would definitely like that one to be more loved. Best bookish discovery, for this one I would say Audible, because the Harry Potter series, I heard it through YouTube, which is so unconventional, but it gets the work done. So if you guys want to do that, go ahead, do it. But Audible, it was just amazing. It's good because you get to do other stuff while you're reading, but it's still quite pricey. Did you complete any reading challenges or goals that you had set for yourself at the beginning of this year? Actually, yes, and I have a video talking about all of them. It's my top 5 Wednesday, so if you guys want to check that out. But I read like The Final Empire. I wanted to read that. I didn't read Game of Thrones. I read Harry Potter. I didn't read Twilight. Like, I was supposed to read it. It's a really long story and I should make a video of it, but one book you didn't get into 2016 but will be your number 1 priority in 2017.
So for this one, it's definitely Empire Storms and Crooked Kingdom, and like all these sequels that I didn't read. And can you see how agitated I get because I didn't read these books because I didn't have time, because school was so consuming and I had to prioritize and my future and books. And
book that you most anticipate for 2017 non-debut. So this one is basically the last book in the A Court and Thorn and Roses series, the last book of the Throne of Glass series, the last book of the Black Mage series, the 3rd book of the Red Queen series, the 2nd book of the Dark Artifices series. Yeah, those books. 2017 debut that you're most anticipating. For this one, I either have to say The Pirate and the Daughter, which I also talk about in my top 5 Wednesday, one of them, or the Frostblood one. One's about a female pirate who her dad sends her on the enemy ship to, you know, bring it down. And the other one is about firebenders and like people who control ice. So I'm down for both. Okay, series ending or sequels you're most anticipating for 2017. Again, I already said the ending sequels in Sarah J Maas's books, and like continuing on with like Red Queen and all these phenomenal books. One thing you hope to accomplish or do in your reading and blogging life in 2017, I definitely hope to do this, basically just film and just like put it out there for you guys and for myself, because I love doing this. I want to be able to do one every week. And I also, well, it's not bookish related, but I wanted to start a new channel. So yeah. In 2017 release you already read or recommend, you already read and recommend everyone to read. I have not done that because I don't receive arcs, but yeah. But yeah, that was it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys did like it, give it a thumbs up. If you guys like all of this fiasco I have going on here with filming, like stopping the camera and doing this, doing that, and all that, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.